to South Africa. Welcome to Afternoon Express. I'm Bonnie Booley. Joining us in the loft today is a media personality who needs no introduction. She's a TV presenter and an actress, and most recently the host of SABC3's Weekend Edition on Saturday and Sundays. And also joining her a little later is her co-presenter, the man himself, Fat Joe. More excitement for you in the kitchen with Jeannie and Clem.
Thank you, Bonnie. And of course, we are celebrating the Weekend Edition this Friday with Kanyie and Joe here in our loft. And you celebrate the weekend all the time by making breakfast.
And it's not just any breakfast, it's all day, everyday breakfast. So today we're making Scotch eggs.
I know. I've got a little bit of anxiety because every time I see these sausages, I imagine, and I remember when you made me squeeze out the meat of it when Tevin Campbell was here.
He remembers it too.
I'm sure. Remember that you can cook with us and you can have this amazing breakfast. Scotch eggs today on Afternoon Express. All you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za, and there you will find recipes, shopping lists, and actually I've been cooking according to that. I don't need a recipe book. And my phone number's
there at the bottom.
Oh, really?
No.
I do WhatsApp him every now and then just to check if the recipes are working according to plan, because I'm a bit of a mess in the kitchen. But learn with us today. And happy Friday. Let's get back to the couch though with Bonnie.
Joining us in our loft today is a South African media personality who needs little introduction. Actress, radio and TV presenter, and most recently host of SABC3's new breakfast show, The Weekend Edition, on Saturday and Sunday mornings. Khanyi Mbau, welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much, Bonnie.
Lovely to have you. I feel like this conversation on TV is long overdue between us, right?
Yes.
So you grew up in Soweto. I did as well.
Yeah, boy.
What do you remember? I mean, immediately people are prone to saying, oh, that's humble beginnings. But from what the research presents is that you grew up in a home with the decorum and detail of Buckingham Palace, as you describe it. Tell us about that upbringing.
Soweto for me was, I think, a place with so much possibility, so much innocence. I had so many dreams. You know, when I think of Soweto, I know people are like, oh, that's where I come from, struggle. I didn't struggle. Mine was really the color, the vibe, the ambience of Soweto, because for me, I love the different homes that people had. You need to understand, for me, how people saw small houses was interesting for me because our house was slightly different. So it was really a communal feeling, unlike what we got in town, because in town we hardly speak to each other.
Yeah. And your mom and your grandmother stand as matriarchs in your life.
Correct.
What did you learn from them? Lessons that you still carry with you?
My mother's always told me to keep it moving. She's always taught me that you need to be real about life. This is what it is. Nobody cares. Yes, you're struggling. Yes, it's difficult. You don't have money. Nobody cares. So fix it. Make it work. My grandmother always taught me to be real. Remember who you are, stand up for your rights, and be comfortable in your own skin and be content. And that's how you'll make it. And that's what they both taught me.
You know, somebody who coined it really well was Uprenda Fasi. Ute umuntu ngeke umconfirm.
Next.
And for me, you're such a perfect example of that. You are one of the most unpredictable personalities. What makes you so unpredictable?
Because I'm real. And anything real really doesn't have a date to it or a time. It goes with emotion and feeling at that moment, and it deals with whatever as it encounters it. So I'm the most real person that happens to be in an extraordinary job. I'm an ordinary person doing extraordinary
And whatever's
things.
going on in your life at that moment, you're happy to own it, happy to share it, happy to be in it until
and
it's
I work
passing.
it the way I understand it. And if it rubs people the wrong way, I deal with it. But I live in each moment honestly and possibly as I can. Yes.
You're now straddling radio, television, acting, and congratulations on the success of Happiness is a Four-Letter Word. You guys grossed 7 million at the box office first for South Africa.
Top-selling DVD in South Africa. With the first week, we sold over 800,000 copies.
Wow. What do you think set it apart?
I think, again, it's the honesty. As much as there was a storyline to it, but we gave what Joburg is and how women view themselves in South Africa now. We weren't trying to portray what an Atlanta housewife is. We're literally giving you what South African women are that you see on Instagram, Twitter, and every day at the mall.
And your character, Zaza.
Yes.
What did you bring from your own personal experiences that you think made that character really pop for you?
Zaza reminds me of the old me, a kept woman who had everything but the emptiness of no love and joy. And I really brought that forth because the last time I actually introspected and went back into that space was when I wrote my book. And I shot the film last year. So all of this happened more than 8 years ago. So the older me got to play the old me again and try and find my mistakes. And it was quite funny and interesting of how I dealt with things. And now looking at them now as a 30-something-year-old, it's like, wow, okay, it's not that bad. It's not that serious.
So as somebody who's written a memoir myself, I know how cathartic that whole experience can be. How cathartic was it for you?
I think it contributed to who I am now and my growth. It allowed me to cry, to laugh, and to really close the chapter. Because we tend to go through things and feel that we've actually healed when we haven't, until you put it onto paper and you see the words, you see the experience. And that's what lets you heal and become a full person again. And that's what helped me. I may have lost a part of me that I'll never get back, a part of me that I obviously had to sell to get what I had, or to survive within that time. But it's helped me come this far.
Yeah, having said that, I mean, I have moments of feeling like I exposed myself far too much when I wrote my book. Do you ever have moments like that? Like, people just know a little bit too much about me, but they don't know my whole story.
Yes, I think book writers are truly people that have experienced death and come back. You know, people always say that they don't know what death is. Death is being naked like the day you were born, to come out and expose yourself to people and let them judge you. So if you've written a book, you've really reincarnated yourself and you're living a second life and you've seen everything. So I don't feel like I've overexposed myself. I've literally given myself a new birth.
Wow. And Catch It with Kanyie did extremely well for the seasons that it was on. And what do you think you were able to draw out of your guests that made your show so unique?
I think guests feel comfortable in speaking to a sinner. You know, when you're a sinner, you're as black as night and dirty as mud. People feel okay because you won't judge them, because you probably have an even worse case than them. So they just simply open up. And with Catch It, it was totally a conversation where it's like, dude, I've been to that bar, have you? What happened in that room? I know that room, what, you know? And then they end up telling you, but after the club, in my car, this is what I did. So they ended up opening up. And for me, it wasn't about content. It was literally being the glue between the celebrity and the viewer at home. Because what happens is media tends to paint a picture, a preempted picture of someone that you aren't really. And that's what I was giving people.
Wow. Wow. You are not afraid of courting controversy, because, you know, if you stand out, you'll always court controversy. But how do you handle the negative publicity behind closed doors when no one's looking and people are lying about you and just adding more spice than necessary?
Look, for me, I wouldn't say that it's controversy, because it's what I do. It's me honestly doing what I think at that moment works. So if I feel dating that geezer for now feels good because I feel I'm in love with him, I'm probably going to do it because it feels right to me. But his ex-wife and his kids that are old enough to be my parents will feel offended. And then it becomes a hoo-ha, then I have to protect myself. But it's not really me planning today that, okay, who am I going to rub up the wrong way? No, it's honestly me living my life.
That's incredible. And that's very evident now that you say it that way. You're also a mom, and you're just juggling all these balls. How do you make it work? And what does she think of your career and who you are? Does she have any idea?
She says to me, I'm always busy. But she says she's grateful because I'm working hard for her and I. She knows we're a team. We once had a conversation together, and I said to her, listen, I've never been a mom, and you've never been a daughter to me. So it's the first time for us here. It's not going to be easy, but let's try it out. Help me where you think I need help, and I'll help you. And that's the only way you and I are going to survive. I personally feel that my daughter is 9 turning 10 in December. She doesn't need me now. She needs my time, but she doesn't need me now. When she needs tuition and she needs to start her life and true backing from her mother, I need to have those resources for her, instead of giving her excuses of, I had to look after you. I got pregnant young. I got married, your dad left me. Hence why your life is like this. I can't take you to medical school. I would rather explain that I took you to Harvard. I missed your play date with Samantha, but it was for this. And you're a professor today.
Wow, that's truly inspiring. But you're not going anywhere. Fat Joe's going to join us shortly, and we're going to speak about the weekend edition.
My roomie, yes.
So make sure you stay tuned, because Kanyie's co-presenter, the man himself, Fat Joe, will be joining us a little bit later on. Don't go away.
So don't move. When we return, we're going to get started in the kitchen with our delicious breakfast of Scotch eggs. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Afternoon Express. It's a good time to join us because we're just about to get started on breakfast. Now, they're called Scotch eggs. Does that mean you're going to make breakfast while I'll have a scotch?
I don't see any problem with that at all.
Okay. Seriously though, what are Scotch
Seriously.
eggs?
So what is happening is, any dish that involves wrapping something in meat, I'm game. Absolutely. And one of my
Okay.
favorite breakfasts is a Scotch egg. So, I mean, we've got a couple of restaurants now that are doing some fine dining Scotch eggs.
Yeah.
So we're just going to bring it back to the basics and make a simple one.
Okay.
And it's got to start off with some pork sausages.
All right.
So what I've done is I've just taken it out the casings.
Yeah.
I've done a different method. I've just split it down the side with a knife and just taken all the meat out. It's a little messy, but hey.
Messy's fun.
Yeah, absolutely.
Look, we love getting messy.
So bring it all together, flatten it out nicely.
Why are they called Scotch eggs?
I actually don't know. You know?
Maybe it's a Scottish thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some research. You know, when we come back, we're gonna talk about that. I don't know, it's a Scottish thing, but I mean, it's got some history in South Africa as well.
Really?
We do it in the country. We do it with like a sweet mustard dressing. Carnival food, that's where it comes from. Like, you know, when you go to those church carnivals?
Yes.
You're gonna get malva pudding, you know you're gonna get it. Some trifle, and you know you're gonna get a Scotch egg. That's just how it is.
I usually just get a boerewors roll at those carnivals.
Just the boerewors roll?
Yeah.
Nah, I love it. I'll go
the only
crazy.
opportunity that you can actually like tuck into a boerewors roll.
I've never heard of a bad boerewors roll experience before.
No.
No,
You
it doesn't
can't
exist.
mess up a boerewors roll. And I'm hoping you can't mess up a Scotch egg either.
No, okay, so what you
but-
do is, traditionally you have to get a hard-boiled egg. So you boil it for about 8 to 9 minutes, let it cool down, and then you wrap it in the sausage meat. Now I've got a bit of a tip here. I'm using some cling wrap just to help you mold the sausage around it. You bring it all together like that, and you just start molding. You can see it's quite easy. And then it all comes together, and also it's less mess on your hands. Doesn't get all
How
over the place.
hard is the egg boiled? Medium to or well?
It's well boiled. But
Okay.
now, you see, I don't like hard-boiled eggs. But I'm sharing with the country how it's supposed to be done originally, okay?
Okay.
But if I would do it soft-boiled, I love that runny
Medium,
center.
so that as you take a bite, it all comes running out.
It is, that's why I love
Yeah.
it. So, okay, so you can see we've almost wrapped up our whole egg. We can now just use your fingers just to fill up those gaps.
Okay.
Like that. What you can end up with are these.
Lovely.
I mean, they're pretty, it's protein on protein. I don't know. Why are all the bodybuilders out there not eating this every day?
I know.
Okay, maybe
because
we're
you're
frying
going to
it.
deep fry it. Okay.
Cool.
So
we
now-
got these. They're pretty big. So one's enough for a portion.
Yeah.
Okay, unless you're like being really greedy. I don't have a problem with that. And
Yeah.
go for 2. So the next step is we're going to coat it in a little bit of flour. And we're going to basically just talk about our breading methods.
Yeah.
So it goes flour, it goes egg, and then it goes whatever breadcrumb you're using.
Okay, you
So,
do that one.
there
You
go.
flour that one.
And it always helps
I'll
to have a
egg
friend
it.
in the kitchen. So
Yeah.
one's handling the dry ingredients and one's handling the wet ingredients.
Yeah.
You're also going to end up with club fingers or covered in crumbs.
Okay, so now there's the wet.
And now you can pop it into breadcrumbs, and I'm using panko
So I'll
today.
pop it in and then you dry it.
There we go. We're
Okay.
using panko breadcrumbs today,
Yeah.
which is a bit of it's an Asian
Oh,
breadcrumb.
yes.
But I just like the texture. It's quite airy and crispy.
Exactly.
Quite delicious.
But you can use any breadcrumbs.
Any breadcrumbs.
Okay.
So what do you think? I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Yeah, that looks great.
So I'm going to pop this in some
I'm quite
oil.
excited to sink my teeth
And it doesn't
into
have to
this,
be too hot, because remember you want to cook that sausage as well. You're not going to actually cook the egg any further, which is really great. But you want to make sure that your crumb doesn't burn before your sausage is cooked.
Okay.
Okay, so just drop it in there nicely. Don't use your fingers like I just did. Make sure you use like tongs or something safe. I mean, I'm used to it now, so I can drop carefully.
Okay.
And is the other one? Let me just do that for you quickly.
You're going to dry it.
So it takes
Remember, wet, dry.
takes about 5 minutes in the oil, and then it's going to be perfectly cooked.
Delicious.
Like you said, if you want to do a little soft-boiled egg, cook your egg for about 6 minutes, and then wrap it in there, so you get that like ooey gooey golden center, which is very important.
Fantastic.
I'm feeling so good right now. You can see that's almost there already.
Oh, delish. Anything deep fried is delicious.
Anything.
It's hard to mess that up. Remember, afternoonexpress.co.za for our recipes and, of course, the shopping list for these fantastic Scotch eggs. I'm definitely going to have this for breakfast this weekend. And speaking about weekend breakfast, we've got Phat, Joe and Khanyi Mbau on the couch with Bonnie.
If you've been up bright and early on a Saturday and Sunday morning over the past few weeks, you may have caught Weekend Edition, SABC3's new weekend breakfast show hosted by Kanyie Mbau and media veteran Phat Joe. Take a look at this.
Welcome to the Weekend Edition. I'm your host, Phat Joe. Today, we're gonna have a lot of food, beautiful food, music, conversation, and women. I'm the only man here today.
I am the girl that you wake up with. Yes, I did say it.
You know what? We're gonna have a cook-off.
We should.
No, you're doing it by yourself. You take his one girl.
What are you supposed to do? Like this?
Like this, with attitude.
Oh, okay.
With
Keep
the
it safe.
attitude.
Like, this would be great for like a man cave, you know what I mean? And that peace and space.
Okay, you just ate, so don't.
All right, yeah, okay.
Teningathi ufuna uhleka no Khanyi Mbau. Ever gonna quit? Hell no. Should I dumb it down a bit? Hell no. Am I running with shit? You know you're right. I bring the levels to this thing.
Welcome back. The man himself is joining us. Welcome, Phat Joe.
Yeah, the veteran is here.
The veteran.
Yeah.
Why are you taking offense to me
No,
calling you
you're
a
wishing
veteran?
me dead already. Like it's like funeral homes, veteran.
How long have you been in this game?
I've been in the game for 20 years.
Yeah.
That's not long.
That's long.
Well, I've been in the game 23 years. Ain't nobody calling me a veteran.
Ooh.
Okay, so
Yeah, you have
you know
been.
what? Now that you guys are sitting together on the couch, let me be honest. When I first heard that the two of you were going to be hosting,
You were like,
I was like, "How, guys? How is this going to
Who
happen?"
did you think was going to be the weakest link?
No, I didn't think there was going to be a weak link. That's the thing, because both of you.
No, she's saying it wasn't going to
Well,
work. so
both
she
of
must
you
have
are
thought
big
something.
powerhouses because you're both very strong personalities and you've got a lot to offer, and you're both like very outspoken. And usually on a show like that, there's somebody who feels like they have to.
No, not at all.
Ebo?
No. Do you know, Joe was the first guy to give me a voice in this industry. I came on, the media did what they wanted to do, called me whatever, and nobody cared. It was just the girl who drove these cars, who married these guys, and da-da-da-da. But in everything, whether it was radio, TV, he always gave me his ears
Yeah.
to let me just open up and say whatever. But you know, Joe, he'll still go for you. But he allowed me to
right.
open up. So we've always had that open relationship from day one. He's never treated me as another colleague or another celebrity. It's always been, there's something to you. I don't know what it is, but you're onto
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Let's watch.
Wow. Well, your reputation precedes you because I say the same about him. Yeah. He's such a supporter and he's such a woman lover.
He's got his
and
people.
Yeah.
Woman lover.
Yeah.
You have to
Well, a
quantify
woman
that now.
supporter. A supporter of
Someone's
women.
looking at me, she's like,
Yeah, a
woman
supporter
lover.
of women. Others maybe would call you a player, but aside, yeah, that's a conversation for other parts.
Yeah.
And how's the show? How's hosting the show together?
It's cool. Like we're still trying to find our feet. It's a completely new format for both of us. So we're actually just trying to find where we fit in and how we can add our own personal flair to the show. But so far so good, hey. And it's been cool for a change to kind of just watch the producers produce a show. And you kind of just come in and you're just allowing yourself to do something. Because our first show, we didn't know what the format was. We didn't know what we were doing. And so it's just been unraveling as we go. So that's been a new experience, but it's cool and we're learning.
Yeah. And what's your take on SABC3's influx of local content? In fact, the whole SABC.
I haven't seen anything. Have you seen anything?
Yeah, I've seen a few things. I've seen a few personalities getting a lot of talk
I've been
shows.
asking people, like, how's
Yeah.
so-and-so's show? How's so-and-so? I don't know. It seems like there's a lot of hungry talent that's been given opportunity. I think what I want to know is how varied and different are all the different platforms, because you don't want people doing the same thing. You want people doing different things and enriching, you know.
Yeah. And you, Kanyie, because you're like a big kahuna up in there. I saw you at those meetings like...
Oh, was she in the boardroom?
Yeah, she'll explain.
Did you sign my contract? I think you signed my contract, didn't you? I had to negotiate with one of your people.
Joe. No.
I think
Look,
she sits on the board now.
No,
Yeah.
I'm a supporter of opportunity and giving people a chance, but I'm also a supporter of change. The reason why I was sitting in those meetings is because I'm one person who's approached the SABC and I called them out on certain things that they do. We can't really be a public broadcaster if we're not giving our home girls and our home boys an opportunity to do what they need to do. So I was in that meeting because I stood out and I said, we need more. We need more. If you could play so much music and it's local, let's do the same on television. And SABC has contributed to so many people's careers. Bring those people back. Why is it that the SABC is always looking for an it girl, the new girl on the block, to always give her everything?
Wow.
In America, they still look after Quincy Jones. They still look after Whoopi Goldberg. Everybody
There's a
has
star
spot.
system.
The pie is big enough for everyone.
Yeah.
And that was my voice, that why should it always be the new kids taking everything? Look after your own.
Right. And back to the weekend edition. Who have been the most surprising guests that you've had on the show?
Joe, every day.
Is it me?
Yeah.
I
It's your big fat surprise.
Every show, there's always somebody spectacular, somebody who you didn't know about, or you had an idea of who
Yeah.
they were, and what's cool is because it's such a long show, people don't realize we have a lot of off-camera conversations with the
two-hour
guests.
show.
And you
It's a
learn.
visit.
I've interviewed a couple of thousand people, probably 10,000 people in my career, and there's always something special to everyone, and that still holds true to today, even when we're doing this show. Everyone has such a special story. You can learn so much from literally every single person you talk to.
You also have a cooking segment. Are you both like versatile in
about
the
our
kitchen?
weight. We're worried about our weight
Yeah,
'cause
because
we
you have to
eat
eat
so
all that food.
much.
Yeah, because it's too delicious not to eat. I have the same problem. Yeah.
No, but I've also realized that South Africa has so much talent in music. The artists that come because we have live performances.
And you ask your artists to collaborate,
That's
right?
amazing.
Which
South
have been the best
Africa.
collaborations so far?
I think they've all been amazing.
They've all been
The
amazing.
one performer that stands out because he surprised me so much was Ifani, because not so much for his performance.
Yeah,
His performance
Ifani
is
is one big
energetic,
surprise.
but he's also a funny guy. Like
And he's
incredibly,
smart.
yeah.
Yeah.
He is.
But
Very driven.
every last one of our performances, sometimes someone will come on and you go, oh my God, this person's gonna use a backing track, then they sing
No,
live.
but the guy you're going to see tomorrow, Carl, as well.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's just got that funk. He reminds
Carl
me.
Deutsch.
Yes, he
Yeah.
reminds me of Justin Timberlake.
He's
He's
just
got
like
that
the rebirth
vibe.
of cool.
Ooh, he's amazing.
Yeah.
He's amazing.
So who else is on the show tomorrow?
We've got a YouTube blogger from UCT, Cebu, who's made some noise. He actually won Joanne Strauss's show. We've got
Oh, yeah, I've heard about him.
from Uzalo.
Name maps.
Name Maps is on the show. We've got
Dumi from the gang. That's how
Dumi
she
from
says
the
it.
gang.
Yeah.
It's weird. There's so many guests. You've got Kyle who's coming on as well, and so
And
forth.
he performs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Questa's on the show.
Yes.
Oh, yay, we
The
love
list, I mean, it just
Questa.
keeps
I love
going.
Questa. His
Don't we?
Him and his
voice is
voice.
real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that there's so many thinkers now in that whole hip-hop sphere.
Yes.
Yeah.
What do you mean, like philosophers? Like,
Yeah, like people are thinking and they're voicing their thoughts in a very articulate way.
yeah. Some are taking political sides. Some are filling up venues. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah, I think we're kind of done, but yeah.
Why are you wrapping
Guys,
it up?
thank you for paying us a visit.
We don't want to leave.
Okay, well, you can stay. Let's go to the kitchen and make something.
No more food. I'll leave. No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm
So
good.
for your weekend morning wake up, make sure you catch Weekend Edition every Saturday and Sunday morning from 6:30 to 9 a.m.
Still to come on Afternoon Express, if you want the opportunity to head out into the great outdoors to do something for a good cause, stay with us because we're going to be finding out about Blisters for bread after the break.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, the Peninsula School Feeding Association addresses hunger in young learners attending primary, secondary and special needs schools, as well as early childhood development centres. Their Blisters for Bread annual family charity fun walk is held in Cape Town later this month. And we're joined now by Director Patrina Paco and Fundraising Manager Charles Gray. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Lovely to have you here again.
Yeah. So please tell us about the charity behind the walk.
So Peninsula School Feeding Association was started in 1958. And the purpose of the organisation back then was really to feed children in your primary, your secondary, special needs schools. And we have now even extended into your FET colleges. And the organisation provides a nutritious meal, both a breakfast and a lunch meal for R2 a day, to over 28,000 children. And we have to date given out close on 1.5 billion meals already.
Amazing.
And that's what we do. And we help the schools in setting them up with the necessary infrastructure to do that. And we also create some form of employment for parents at the schools who then become the preparers of the meals.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
Why is it so important for NPOs to feed school children?
Well, 3 out of 4 children in the Western Cape go to school hungry. So that means that they are unable to concentrate while they are in class. And while the Western Cape Education Department does do a great job in feeding in schools, they're not able to get to all of the schools because the need is just so great. And so Peninsula School Feeding Association tries to address that gap that exists.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
How does bad nutrition and just hunger in general affect early childhood development?
Yeah, you have the whole issue of malnutrition, which is a grave concern right now, because you can give a child a big plate of food, but that doesn't mean that it's a nutritious meal. And so bad nutrition or poor nutrition really results in a child's inability to function.
Yeah.
And they also do not develop in the way that they need to develop.
Yeah.
And so you get the pot belly syndrome and those kinds of things that tend to happen. And so we try and ensure that our meals meet 33% of a child's daily RDA in order to make sure that they get the right nutrition. As such.
So you're not just giving them a big bowl of nothing.
No.
I mean, they're getting proper nutrients. They're getting their vitamins in.
Yeah.
How can people get involved? How can we get involved? Bonnie and I want to sign up. We want to walk.
We want to do the walk.
Okay, the Peninsula School Feeding Association relies on donations from individuals. We're blown away with the generosity of people in South Africa and the way they give to charities.
Yeah.
And also fundraising events. And this event that's taking place, Blisters for Bread, is our major fundraising event. It's been taking place for 48 years. So it was started 10 years after we opened our doors. Now, ironically, the event was started by a school. Our fortunate school children. And they are also our donors. A lot of wealthy schools assist us with feeding young, less fortunate children. And they started this event back in 1968, and it was such a major success that they handed it over to us, Blisters for Bread. And it's happened every year for 48 years we had one cancellation due to inclement weather.
Yeah.
So, it's happening on the 28th of August at the Sea Point Promenade, right there at the Greenpoint Cricket Club, next to the stadium. And there's a 10-kilometre walk and a 5-kilometre walk. And the registration or entry fee is only 50 Rand, which feeds 25 children for a day.
Wow.
And this event really has grown. I'm just looking at the pictures there. Over 12,000 people entered, which fed, I'm just trying to work out 600 children. For a year, from just one event, providing 600 children with a healthy breakfast and lunch for an entire year that this event raises.
And how do you identify the schools that are in need of children being fed?
So schools they contact us.
Yeah.
They'll fill in our application form that we have, and we'll then go out and visit. And with the teachers and the principals, we identify who are the needy children within the school, and on that basis, we will start. We don't turn anyone away. Where we are able to assist, we do.
Yeah, that's great information for schools to have, and I'm sure that'll be on our website, afternoonexpress.co.za.
So Blisters for Bread, it sounds like such an amazing event. We're going to definitely get families and friends and everyone together to walk it. But also, corporates can pay a lot more than just the 50 Rand. I mean, if corporates get together to walk, how does it work?
Corporates get very involved with like sort of team building exercises, and they wear their own shirts and they really have an absolute blast. We also have corporate hospitality marquees at the event. Where they can entertain their clients and staff, etc., at the event. So they can contact us through our website as well if they're interested in taking a marquee on the day. But it's a very exciting event. We feel it is one of the highlights on the Cape Town calendar. It has grown from strength to strength. We've got a lady called Janice performing. She's quite a well-known singer.
Yeah, she used to be a backup singer for Jimmy Nevis.
That's right.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Chad Simon performed last year, and we got Janice this year. So it's like straight after the walk. It's the main thing that I always like to say, it's not a race. It's just a fun walk where people unite, children, families, and show their concern for hunger in school children. And everybody gets a medal.
I'll definitely bring my kids.
We're getting a medal. We have to do it now.
And I'll bring my
If we
kids.
race any other races, we probably don't end up with a medal. So yes, we'll be there. Thank you so much for coming through and for the amazing work that you do.
Thank you.
Blisters for Bread takes place on the 28th of August, and entries close soon, so don't miss out. Now, on the topic of education, as technology has progressed, so has the way teachers teach and learners take information. Vodacom, together with the Gauteng Department of Education, have partnered to bring an amazing mobile application to assist in education, taking it to the next level. It's called eSchool. We caught up with Vodacom's youth marketing manager, Deirdre Lodwig, who spoke about the innovative schooling platform.
South Africa faces a few major challenges currently, education being one of them. And Vodacom, as a South African citizen, has a duty to make sure that we help as much as we can. The kids in South Africa in major rural areas really don't have access to the materials and the tools that they need to get a good foundation. And so, in partnership with the Department of Basic Education, and obviously using our biggest asset, which is technology, we've put together this program and platform that gives them that access. The website focuses on 3 things specifically. It's learning, revisions, and evaluation. It's a set of interactive videos that were pre-recorded by a selection of teachers across the country. It covers all major subjects in a variety of South African languages as well, so it's not only English to make learning easier. It also offers a selection of tests in all major topics and subjects to help familiarize the kids with the kinds of questions that could come up in exams. And then there's a selection of evaluation tools that they can use to track their progress. So the great thing about this platform is that it's available to everyone, wherever they are, whenever they are, as long as they have a mobile device, be it a cell phone, tablet, or a computer, and even across all networks, so you don't have to be a Vodacom customer to access it. However, if you are, it's free. The Vodacom Foundation have also decided to take this platform across the country into training centers, which focuses on teachers specifically to better equip them to give the kids the relevant information in school as well. Education should be fun, it shouldn't be hard, and I think the Vodacom eSchool platform certainly helps with making education fun. It should be easy to grasp concepts, and I think edutainment really helps with that, and that's what the platform really offers. So for kids to really understand the concepts that they're being taught makes it easier for them to learn and to grow. It also makes teaching easier, so the platform provides the teachers the tools and the materials that makes learning fun again and makes these concepts easier to understand. So I think it helps them from that perspective as well. A great result will obviously be that the kids have a solid foundation to help them throughout their schooling career, that we perhaps see a higher matric pass rate that could then lead to university entrances or maybe just a great start to a good career.
Wow, talk about taking education to the next level. Now, the amazing thing is that the Vodacom eSchool is open to everyone on any network. So if you're connected, I'd recommend that you should take advantage of this. So after the break, though, it's time for Winner Home on Afternoon Express, and we'll be taking our first look at the completed lounge/dining rooms.
Express yourself. Express yourself.
Follow 3 talented young designers as they transform 3 empty apartments on Valdevie Estate into dream homes using finishes provided by Caesarstone and Plascon. Cast your vote on privateproperty.co.za and stand a chance to win one of the completed apartments worth more than 3 million rand.
Welcome back to Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Now, the time has really flown by, and today is the day that we reveal our design contestant's final room, the lounge. This is the living space of the home and has to connect all the other areas of the home seamlessly. Let's join Danilo at Valdevie to check out the final products.
Rudolph, doing the final touches in more ways than one. This entrance hall really strikes you as you walk in, and I see a lot has changed since I came to visit.
I think it's a really welcoming space. On the ceiling we have a 3D wallpaper by Elatees, and this is a one-of-a-kind creation that just enters a world of magic.
What else have you added in this space?
It really is a welcoming space. We have beautiful flowers, we have a space where you can kick off your shoes as you enter, you can put down a sports bag, a shopping bag, and then also the mirror for that final check when you walk out.
I also see that there's a woven feel in this basket too, which also kind of incorporates the rest of the room, all your other woven products.
Yeah, we have lots of handmade pieces and woven pieces, and that really picks up.
Stunning. Let's look at the rest of the lounge.
Let me take you through.
This is nice. I see the dust is gone.
Yeah, we've cleaned out everything that needed to be cleaned.
It's looking really well put together, all the finishing touches done, but there must have been some challenges getting to this point.
Well, as you know, the mural changed and we just decided to paint it all white. We had some difficulties with our screen not fitting, so we have the rug that is handmade, it's beautiful quality of it, and our coffee table idea also evolved into side tables, so we had to look for an alternative there too.
I must be honest, compared to all the other rooms in the apartment, with their masculine elements, which the judges have picked up on, this seems to be the most feminine room in your apartment.
I really enjoyed working with strong female designers in this project. I mean, Michelle is a very strong person herself, being the editor. My student Joanne assisted me with the screen design and the artwork. As ceramicist, Lisa Fire's handmade vase, which is one of South Africa's 100 most desirable objects.
You obviously also played a very big role in that. So talk me through what's so Rudolph about the space and your vision and your dream and how it all came together.
It's really a careful curation of beautiful objects, beautiful fabrics, beautiful surfaces, materials, the layering of Caesar stone, concrete, and beautiful woven pieces.
Being the last room in the competition, how have you managed to tie all of the rooms together in this space?
Well, we really looked at designing this space for travelers, for young people, for older people. It's really versatile. We have this layering of the environment that we've brought in with the fynbos design, and we also introduced some of the equestrian themes and then beautiful objects being collected from all over the world.
The all-important question, what do you think the judges are going to say?
I think Anne will really like how I've painted this ceiling, which continues from the entrance hall all the way into the lounge. And then we also introduced this beautiful moody blue color, which is a very energetic and subtle color. And then we also have some other colors in the upholstery on the couch. I think Simon would really appreciate how I've looked at the flow of this space. So there's room for entertainment and then also the fitted TV unit. And Ark mentioned in the previous brief that I was too trendy, so I turned things down in the living room.
Well, Rudolph, I think you're setting your own trends in the space. It is looking amazing. Congratulations on finishing the apartment.
Time.
Yes, indeed you have. This could be your home if you've entered our grand prize competition. Could you live here? Whoa. Journée, this place is looking so amazing.
Hi, welcome.
Thank you, thank you. I see you've even incorporated your name into the entrance hall with a bit of a nay thrown in there. Journée, see what I did there?
Yes, I wanted to add a wow factor as you enter the apartment and to welcome you to the Polo Village. What better way than a huge horse that's so beautiful.
Moving on to the lounge, talk me through the vision of this space.
I think I went for a contemporary minimalist look with dashes of my own personality, which is very unique because there's only one of me. So everywhere you'll see interesting pieces, like the horse's head. I think you'll see that nowhere. And this chandelier is also a very unique piece. So I tried to bring in my personality, which is a bit quirky but also very elegant.
You have yet to win a challenge so far on Win a Home, so it's all up to this living room. What are you hoping the judges will see this time round?
I think Anne will love the feature wall I did at the entrance. It's very unique and it's artistic. I think Simon will really love my chandelier. It's fixed here and it's only going to stay in this apartment. It was custom made for this space. And I think that Ark will see my elegant design and beautiful choices that I made for this space in terms of color choices, material choices, and just the way I laid out the furniture.
Journée, we're slowly getting towards the end of this competition. How's the whole process been for you?
This is a very challenging experience. I've never done something like this before. It was so nice to see what I can do and what type of pressure I can take and what I can put together in such a small amount of time. And I just love the results.
There must have been many challenges along the way. It's not always smooth sailing, right?
The biggest challenge was money and working with a budget because these beautiful pieces cost a lot of money. But in the end, I had to choose which ones I wanted to spend a lot on and which ones I didn't spend a lot of money on. And I think in the end, if you just have a grand vision and you know what you want, you'll find pieces that work in your budget.
Well, Journée, it has been quite a journey, and thanks to you for following her on that journey. Go to privateproperty.co.za now, and you could call this home.
Welcome to my lounge.
Thank you so much. This place looks incredible. It's almost like it just came out of a magazine. Well done. Talk me through the grand vision here.
With my lounge, I definitely wanted to go all out. I've been given hints of what I wanted to do with the lounge, from the colors, from the materiality, and I've also decided to bring in an extra material, which is brass, which works really well with the curtains.
Do you have a personal favorite piece in the lounge?
There's no question about that. My favorite piece has to be the dining table, which I worked on with Guideline. It's very detailed. I like the brass finish, which links up to the rest of the room.
One of many decisions you had to make in this lounge was the carpet, and I see you've gone for the safe choice.
Unfortunately, the vision that I had of going out the box didn't work, so I ended up going for the safer option, which actually really works because I have color in other elements of the room, like the curtain, so it just fits in there.
Having your car stolen isn't easy at the best of times. You've had to incorporate that into time pressures, money pressures, and all of those. Tell me what was running through your mind as you were going through that.
That was really tough for me, to be honest, emotionally and physically, in terms of that some of the things that I needed for the apartment were in the car. But I actually spoke to the family and they just told me to focus on the composition and finish what I've started. So yeah, I had to realign myself.
Let's talk judges. What do you think Anne is going to say about your bold color choices in this room?
I think she's been really liking the color and the play that I've been having with color. But with the lounge, I've decided to tone it down a bit, bring in a color that's going to complement the theme that I'm going for here, at the same time stay consistent with the rest of the apartment. Simon, I think he's going to love the consistency I have with the curtains, using the same curtains that I used in the master bedroom.
What about Arc?
Arc overall, I think they're going to like the detailing that I've brought into the space, especially with the dining table, how I've celebrated the joints in the top of the table, and how I've introduced brass, which was very evident in the rest of the room.
We've almost reached the end of Win a Home, Minenhle. How are you feeling about this whole competition?
It's all mixed feelings because as much as the competition was really hard, it challenged me mentally, physically, but it was a huge learning curve and it's going to change my career in more ways than one, so I'm really grateful for the opportunity and I'm hoping it's a great ending and I actually win the competition.
Well, Minenhle, we're holding thumbs for you and South Africa. I hope you're voting online because you could call this home.
Now let's take a look at how well our design contestants stuck to budget. Minenhle had a projected budget of 121,000 and ended up spending over 130,000, with over 55,000 on flooring alone. Joanne had a total projected budget of only 98,000 rand and she ended up spending 102,500. And Rudolph had a projected budget of 144,000 and in the end he spent a total of just under 110,000 rand. Remember to vote for your favorite design contestants lounge and stand a chance to win paint from Plascon to the value of 5,000 rand. Here's how.
It's not called Win a Home for nothing. You, the viewer, can win one of 3 completed apartments at Valdevie Estate, valued at more than 3 million rand, by voting for your favorite design contestants lounge on privateproperty.co.za. Win a Home is proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, it's nearly the weekend, so for your weekend wake-up with Khanyi Mbau and Phat Joe, make sure you catch Weekend Edition tomorrow and Sunday morning. Tomorrow, Uzalo star Nay Maps joins them in studio. Award-winning Kyle Deutsch drops an impromptu performance with Tumi Masemola, and they catch up with rap sensation Questa. Then on Sunday, they chat to actress, TV presenter and entrepreneur Lisa Chayat, and they talk to jazz singer Nomfundo Nqaluva, and they put on a soulful performance. Now, speaking about the Weekend Edition and Weekend Breakfast, I don't know why, but I kind of doubted you a little bit when I saw you wrapping meat around an egg, but this has turned out pretty well.
Oh, no pressure, great. I'm really happy that you like it. So we're going to finish it off with a bit of a mustard dressing.
Oh, delish.
Cool.
Okay.
So I've got some extra virgin olive oil in here, and I've added some mixed herbs, so dried mixed herbs. You can use fresh, not necessary, it's totally fine. Okay. And then I'm going to go with some honey.
Yeah, it's always actually good to know how to make a little mustard dressing because you can put this on anything, can't you?
And it stores so well in the fridge as well.
Okay.
It goes on everything and keeps really well. I'm using some red wine vinegar because I love balancing sweetness with vinegar.
Yes,
you can use acid like from lemon or orange if you want, but that vinegar's pretty cool. And then some Dijon mustard.
Doesn't have to be Dijon because the mustard I like is the one with those little pips in, the textured one.
Oh, the whole grain one?
Yes.
Because I was going to say the traditional one you get at the carnivals, as you can imagine, is that neon yellow mustard.
Oh, yeah,
you know,
luminous
that's
yellow
not even the flavor. The flavor isn't even mustard. The flavor is yellow.
Yeah, and
that's
sugar.
The flavor. Absolutely. So just going to whisk that together. And you see, it comes together so well. The technical term, you think? Yeah, emulsifies.
Yes.
It just comes together. And that's the dressing done.
So easy.
And this stays in your fridge for about, like, I would say, because of the acid that's in there and the sugar, you can keep for about 3 months.
Really?
Yeah. And it's also great to make these and store them in little plastic containers you have for your salad back at work. And I know you like packing your lunchbox for work. So, I mean, that'll work really well.
When you don't make me lunch for
When
work.
I don't make you lunch. And I like dipping it, but today we're going to do a chefy drizzle.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've sliced a few open and I kept one whole, just in case I'm seeing some hungry people out there. Just checking. Do you know who you are? And that's for them. So just drizzle it over.
Oh.
And I've served it with some lettuce leaves to make it healthy.
That's going to be an amazing, amazing combination.
But I just want to say, because we've fried it, there's also another option, right? So what you could do is you could coat this in coconut flour. For all those banters out there, and being serious, this is protein on protein. So roll it in some coconut flour, or actually desiccated coconut, pop it in under the oven, under the grill for like 10 minutes. So you eliminate the oil and you got a banting dish.
Is frying in oil like that, I mean, it's such a little bit. Is it really that bad for you?
It's not bad at all. If you're cooking properly, if your temperature at the correct temperature, it's got to be like slightly smoking, you drop it in there, you're going to be fine. If it's too cold, what happens is all that breadcrumb on the outside absorbs the oil, and then you're going to get a soggy ball. You don't want that?
No.
No? No.
Okay,
Yeah.
but this looks absolutely amazing. I was thinking it basically looks like a giant falafel ball, but it's meat and egg. And
It is. Amazing post-workout. Done.
Exactly. No, this is absolutely stunning. You too can make this delicious breakfast with us. All you need to do is visit our website, afternoonexpress.co.za. Now, I know Bonnie has been eyeing these out.
I've got 99 problems, but eating all of this is not one.
I know, right?
You come through, you got to try.
Are you a big breakfast person?
Actually brunch. I'm a brunch person. I can't
love
eat that
brunch, yeah.
early. I don't
You
know
know
what
why?
happened to my stomach.
Because at brunch, you're allowed to have champagne.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
A boozy brunch. We have to do a boozy brunch.
Okay, so can I help
so
you?
yummy.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
There you go. Knock yourselves
you.
out. It is Friday. I think always on a Friday we can't wait to get started with this. So help yourself.
Absolutely.
Cheers. Delicious. Now, don't miss out on Monday's episode of Afternoon Express. We're talking all about sexual health with author and columnist Dorothy Black. It's going to be a very interesting conversation and quite a way to start the week off. So we'll see you next week. Until then, have a wonderful weekend and a great evening. Happy eating. Bye. How are the Megs? Good. I can't wait to taste that sauce with it.
Next week on Afternoon Express, sex columnist and author Dorothy Black joins us in the loft. Our winner home design contestants get judged on their lounges, and we celebrate Women's Day with the authors of the book From Fed Up to Fabulous.
The hottest address on TV is Winner Home on Afternoon Express. Proudly brought to you by Private Property in association with Nedbank.
Another feel-good production.